Very bad with the virus anyway.
Well, sometimes people like have like malware or stuff like a toolbar on the Internet Explorer that can do it.
They just like leave, yeah. I do remember that. We had a virus riddled computer when I was a kid because my mom installed some like dolphin screensaver or something. And of course I found out about other reasons that she didn't think about. She just wanted her dolphins and her cursors. This is back in like Windows like XP days though, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Is there a way to plug these in over here?
I think those plugs actually connect in there. Their little plate. I think that table was the evil one.
Oh, okay,
Those other tips.
okay.
Yeah, I used to sit there and then we switched because that table.
Oh, yeah.
How can look at it?
It can, it just needs a place to do it. Yeah, that would work.
Oh, thank you.
I bring this now because it's always a. Or you can plug it.
Yes.
Oh crap. Oh no, my computer's gonna die.
Yeah, thank you.
No problem.
That's it. Yeah. Hmm.
What page are you on? On this?
Just on the home page here. But I imagine it's gonna be
So it
fully
says
from,
add no images.
yeah. Bet that's gonna be from the components. What's the next change? I thought I could give this up a better way because I wanted to trust it. Cause I noticed that on your, the 7-day calendar that we did, the calories that are shown, they stay at the right amount, and if you go to an hour page, you come back, whereas mine doesn't, it's a double thing. So I want to look at your code and see what you did there and see if we can fix it.
Okay. Server check.
Oh, and then I need to get the clerk stuff. Stamp on flat.
I just got that installed line from. This.
Let's go.
Having landed there, I can get this going here. Should be.
The code working on mine.
Morning.
Obviously, it's working on the desktop too.
Yeah, for sure. It's just a matter of getting all the, everything installed that we need and then all getting things from Slack and I can get all the stuff.
It's.
Shell for clerk? Yeah, I'll need you to keep those stuff like the main, yes, that. I could, I've done similar things before, but boy, how do you divide it up once?
I guess just logging outside.
But I appreciate it.
I'll find it.
What about Landon?
Everybody's wearing their shirts.
Oh, I don't know, I can't get you with my. Morning.
Good morning.
So check the home.
What is this?
Oh.
You go to the future and some of that, yeah, that's why they would. You said like, you're gonna Google.
There's like a.
You said like the default of the dial or the typography.
And so,
Yeah, typography match up.
and I was trying to pay the other work we pay,
No, let's just. I don't think it's-
Good to have a template style. It's got these changes.
You know what?
Doing the 3 hour class thing,
No,
2.
just do, yeah.
Yeah.
Were you expecting a 3 hour class today?
Um,
We haven't
I was
done,
hoping.
you were hoping it wouldn't be, or would be?
But
Yeah, we haven't had a 3 hour class in a long time. Yeah,
Yeah, it's not-
yeah, just since I had it.
Our team wearing okay coats.
Yeah, just getting into Slack on my laptop, because I haven't done it since we had the, yeah.
Sitting on top of my Bible line. Lean line. That would be fun over. I look into it. Oh.
Yeah, we did it.
Plan. But it's on the fine line. I know that she's got it, fine plan. But I can say that how. Yeah. So I'm on board with it.
So see, so what you have. Yeah, so it's all set up here, Larry did this last night, I was trying to work on it, but I was just exhausted, like, I hadn't slept in like a day and a half. But yeah, the thing is, so when we go here, we go back, we have that. These are double it, but if it's properly here, still. So what we.
okay, so we'll spend about an hour. I can help with anything that you guys are stuck on or anything else that you're trying to do. If you don't have anything else to do, I mean, there's always more to do, but if you're happy with where it's at, then I can help you deploy it. So I sent deploy it, meaning like have it running not on your computer in a like more production type environment. I posted in Slack a link to Vercel, which like there's Next.js, which is the framework we use, and Vercel is like this company that sort of manages that open source software project, but then also has a business, which is to make it really easy to deploy Vercel or deploy Next.js applications. So it used to be way harder to deploy things than it is now. It is like they've made it so easy to deploy things now. And like you can, it's all like through a GUI instead of like a bunch of like coding and like terminal stuff. And so if you just follow the guide I sent, it should be pretty easy. So whoever's the team lead, assuming you want to deploy it, whoever's the team lead can sign up for a Vercel account and then connect the GitHub repo to Vercel, and then Vercel will like deploy it for you. And then you just have to give it the environment variables that you want to use. And then it's up and running. They provide you like a free URL that you can use to hit it. But if you did want to like buy a domain name and like connect it to that, that would be basically the last step to get it like that's what we use at work to deploy is Vercel now, because it's so easy.
Well, I noticed the agenda, is I was doing research for sales, talking about the code can folks for the most part,
Mhm.
to deploy that through.
Yep. Yep. Okay, so I'll hop around and just check in, and then in about an hour, we'll just have everybody kind of present their project. And then we'll be done.
That's nice to see what you're saying about double to-
Yeah, so we go here, yeah, and we go back, it does it, but the thing is. That's what I was wondering about.
What you said then.
Zach, what do you think on this? So we have, this probably, I guess we haven't seen my code, but, we have this issue here where whenever it's fetching the data.
Mhm.
It's getting it from the database right here, it's all normal as it should be, if I go to like, add something here.
Guys.
Yeah, so there we go, right? But the problem is when I go to any of these tabs up here and I go back, it doubles it.
Doubles it?
It doubles, and it's just like,
Like it's like posting it again?
and it's not like additive, so it's always going to be doubled the next time we do that. And then if I refresh, then it just pulls it from me. So it's just making 2 calls to get the information.
Okay,
But I
can you
don't,
go to that page?
yeah, let's see here. So the code that's doing it. What am I on this?
Well, so go, let me see that await fetch that you had.
There it is, okay, this is fetch color. So it's setting all of it to 0 initially,
Okay,
and then it does its call. So it's getting the user ID from Clark, it's getting the date string from the current date. Gets the response, goes ahead and puts it into this so that I can then pull the information properly, because it was a pain to work with the object. And then afterwards, it just goes through every item and determines if what it's receiving is breakfast, lunch, dinner, snack. And then whatever it is, it just adds it to that particular total on.
so what calls that fetch calories?
So it's just use effect fetch calories, and it's when the user ID is loaded. So whenever it gets the user ID, like it actually populates, then that's when it gets the information, so it knows where to get it from. And that's the only time that.
So, go back.
To the code, right?
Do you have something that checks and sees if the user ID is undefined?
I don't think I have anything explicitly doing that, no, I think it just loads.
Okay, so go to that use effect. So the way you have that set up is like whenever the user ID changes, it will run. And
Gotcha.
it's going to run once, like whenever it loads.
Okay.
So the user ID will be undefined and then it will be defined. So that'll run twice. The first time it'll be undefined or null or
So I
whatever.
should just say like if undefined, then run it, and then,
If not, yeah, so basically in here you would do like if not user ID return, or you would do if user ID and then run that function.
okay, right on, thank you. We'll give
But
it a-
that's one thing, but I don't know if that's actually causing your issue, because like I wouldn't think you'd be getting any data.
Yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, you guys did correlate. We agree.
Serious? The most high
Wow,
quality on
that's
the
crazy.
planet. You had no.
Dang it, still doing it.
Okay, so-
That's right. This is about the top of
Okay.
my drive. So, you know, this is all hilarious. I'm always there, like, suddenly,
okay, so fetch calories for Dave.
Yeah, that's just all,
This will maybe by that use effect.
yeah, so it is called one other time, but it can be affected this, which is like when you add an item, right? So if I go to here, I'll do it. Oh, and that changed it back. But if we go to like this, and we do complete, see, it does it there to add it,
Yeah.
but that's the only other time that it's called. So it's only being called by that, and then on the page over here when the entity is populated.
And that's like, can I see how that's? involved? If you just search for fetch calories.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Oh.
So that's here. And what's calling that?
That would be. Find where that-
Search for.
There we go, yeah, so it's being called. So there, as well as.
So after we.
I wrote this code like 5 seconds ago, I don't know where it is.
So it looks like it's getting called a few times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. I think I was wondering if I did something silly, I was worried about it get that fire. I might have to poke around on this and I'll bug you in a second, because I thought it was something in, the components that I did, but. I did the wrong thing.
Type handle closing.
Yeah, save the calorie.
Okay, so there was defined, and then go to the next spot.
And then I think.
So on close of data dialog,
It's on close.
and then here's that closed update.
This one here, let's see, I believe this might not be being used anymore. This was the form to just add calorie by. Oh, wait. One moment, I'm gonna catch my flip on this camera.
So one thing you could do is you
Yes.
could add a console log whenever that function's getting called. And see if it's being called multiple times. It seems like it is, but like.
It is, so I do have a console log there, I think it's pretty big. Yeah. That's very different than what it was. Oh, I see, this is also getting there yourself. I think I wanna mess it a little bit more and then.
Okay.
Second, but yeah, it was showing before that it would have, there was like an array that I would show, and that array would be called. And it would just be once normally, but it would be twice on the second time.
I mean, even if that gets called twice, it should still,
Be resetting it.
it should still be resulting in like the same calories being displayed, so
Yeah.
for some reason. That method is like mutating the data in a way where it's like adding somehow,
Mhm.
so you may change that method as well.
Yeah, well, we got a little bit of time, so might as well mess with it, see what I can do.
Alright, so you guys want anything else, or do you wanna start trying to deploy it, or what do you think?
Once Dom's done fixing this, unless is it easy to.
So, I mean, once you get it hooked up, maybe it's something you push the main and we'll just update it for you. So, yeah, you might as well. Put that in. That's what you're interested in trying.
So, you go walk me through it or you want to start? We'll start and you try it.
See if we can- Yes, so just all the recipes are-
Like, if you go to the recipes, like all recipes.
So,
Oh, yeah, it does, right here, okay, so yeah, open meal formula, and then there's the update button right there.
I just didn't see any. So I.
It shouldn't be taking that long, yeah.
Oh, I see.
it match it. But-
Are your environment dirty?
From the. So it will be
I think he might have changed some.
But what you did with this-
Well, I have.
Are you on main and fully up to date? And then have you restarted your service since you've updated?
Yeah, I just pulled earlier and then restarted it.
It's like you did have two of the URIs there, you have to get top there. Okay.
Yeah, you're right.
I think it's-
Are you guys doing it?
Yes.
Fewer walls.
Yes.
So are you planning on trying to avoid it then, or? are you looking at-
I mean, my.
Oh, there we go. So constant log, yeah.
Once I think it.
So with that being.
That might just say loading until you have one meal in too. That's
Oh.
totally possible. I never tested it with no meals at all.
That would make sense.
I think.
It probably will,
Yeah.
probably will say loading forever. Unfortunately.
Let's making sure I do something.
You can go ahead and put in some sort of.
Stay out of the
something.
text.
You got that. Back.
Display.
Yeah.
It's a problem. It'd be nice if you could have like
Chicken breast.
Oh, yeah.
pepperoni pizza.
Yeah.
So it needs one thing. That's
Yeah.
something I should have fixed, should fix it sometime.
This is really cool.
So it looks like, everything like you have. That's another category.
The thing is, it's about when I wanted to figure this out, what I did was, something I did was like, particular thing.
Yeah, for particular pages, yeah.
I mean, when I refer to it, it's always for one, you know. Like the back tower kind of like this.
So,
But all this is doing is adding breakfast lunch dinner.
What do you set it to the value that it is, calorie count plus word count?
We'll get to zero this round. So if I say this now, it's gonna show me. One. So whatever it is, which one of these four possibly?
that's what we check.
That's what I'm doing. But then double these,
Not number, so.
your issue gonna be with Saturday, breakfast, Saturday, so it's gonna be that.
Let's see what we got there.
So yeah, here we use 7 breakfast calories, the breakfast calories plus added breakfast. So. This might be your issue.
Might be right, let's see what we need. So there is that, hold on, how do you do that with updating? Like, previews?
Oh, this is the difference.
Might be something.
Just keep in mind, there's only one meal per entry meals, so you don't need to add anything extra, just get the meal, like. Get how many calories for the one lunch entry.
Not
For the day.
So with what we have, it should, like with the way I've written it, that should be working fine, both for if there's one meal or multiple meals. But if this doesn't work, then I'll start looking at that. Trying to remember how you update. Iterating use thing. There's like a way to do like the previous variable.
Just trying to get it. A little bit.
ChatGPT is great, you don't have to word something, you just want to ask it a question and have it figure out like half of it for you.
Yeah.
You can reword it.
Things. I'm not using them. Certain habits, when I was speaking to that last month. I was taking them. For the sign up to be there.
So you're doing, later names, and then.
This is laid out now correctly.
So the,
And,
we got this. Nav bar right here. It's the every component will do some things and then we return. And so those.
Even that, if I need some more things, I don't understand.
for that, when you're waiting, like, there is a. All right.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, like some.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I did,
Easy.
bit more about, even not seeing that, pop up, not seeing. So.
So there, then run that.
No,
So with it being written that way, I don't know the exact way to explain it, but it helps to account for it being, async. So like, if you have something that you're pulling in that needs to take a second to update, then it can work with that. Let me see, that's at 150 right now. Yeah, still not.
Here's what you just do, you should just literally do add calories, set breakfast calories, add calories. Get rid of the plus.
You know what?
So you can make that use of that, or you make it, or like, we can all call that calories under use of that, when that has a. When they get, touching and finishes.
You know what? I actually don't even think you need this one. Now that I think back, looking create. I think even this part maybe that's. Yeah, this function's not being called, so this is nothing. It wasn't used in my form, but not. Yeah, just one that you just, would pop. I know. So we can disregard all that. Just to test that, I'm gonna try to get rid of all this.
So I would.
Yeah.
So if I couldn't push it, I got pulled, so it get pulled, pull out this changes, and then I push on.
Yeah, so I'm looking at all the places,
Just said that the EMV style was changed, was red on mine, so when the like.
just in case I remember that background. Change our focus to back up here. This could be it. Oh yeah, this is where I use that, so.
Yeah, so this is what I updated, and then saying that these need to be committed, that he changes, and I already pulled the change.
These changes was not being.
Yep, your genius.
Is that what you did?
Okay.
So.
We'll kill that, we'll kill that. I was still.
It should like none of this should be showing up, so.
Other way. Wait, that might be right there.
You should be able to see if it more.
We still add process.
Black songs.
We can, and.
One-
Double it. Sick. Okay, go ahead and push that.
You're in like.
Appreciate your help on that. Larry.
Okay, so I don't see it getting one.
I got a notification for getting one, but I didn't know what it was.
So you.
Now, we do have one more bug that I noticed.
So I did.
You should have.
That I don't know if we'll have time to fix right now. Which is, if we go to the main page here. Let me remember,
You don't want that,
but it was when we went here, and then I went to the dashboard. Is this way to get to it?
Oh, those are empty. Yeah, no,
There was a way that we got to it,
these are all.
every single one. Oh, wait, no, it's this.
Yeah.
That's what it is, and that brings it right there.
Go Bruce, yeah.
Yeah, if we're just going directly to the home thing for now, that's fine. So, and then if we refresh it,
Is this what sort of?
Okay.
Yeah. Whenever I would refresh, I would see that broken and then it would go straight to it, so.
yeah.
It's probably like a brief second of it. was broken, and then-
Yes. I mean, we got a lot done though. I'm not stressing on it. Like, even Zach, we got it. I was like, you guys are doing like good stuff. You're that far done. Okay. So, yeah. But right on. I am so glad that was fixed, and I guess it was just because I was still thinking with the old mindset, like rewriting my code versus changing all this fun stuff here. Oh, I was thinking this was like spaghetti in, and I was like, what are you?
Oh, it just.
That, like, I should save the entry that I have here. Yeah, put some stuff I found.
Yes.
Pretty cool. I love it.
Yeah.
Change the quantity,
Sorry, I'm trying to do, okay, hold on, that.
I would do it.
Something just went on.
Because the owner of the.
So that, okay, that. Try like.
Yes.
That's. But I use it. You can put it like this, little correction, right? So I did it.
That out.
Right.
Down here, saying, the point.
It's a different picture.
Yeah.
I would add something to your adventure.
And it did find.
Okay, no, now it's the second value when you add, okay, so no, it's gonna be one.
3,000.
They just remind me, you know.
I think that could just be my.
It was snack. It was titled some stuff I found, and yeah, resetting my code doesn't change it as I thought it would, so.
What's supposed to happen is, let's go with this one.
Yeah.
Alright, okay, what is supposed to happen in mine? I'm not sure why that's.
Yeah, yeah.
This one, it's already got the rules. It's updated. It's what was supposed to happen.
I see. Maybe I can have it like folder. Dave, you send them.
You go to your index, can you search this for update again? Okay. Yeah, that's good. How's yours work? You had a meal, and then edit that meal? I know it works on my computer, it's like one of those things you gotta figure out the difference between.
Okay, so we can. It worked fine until I manually, like, or actually until I used the entity that was already manually there.
Let me just complete it.
Yeah, just complete this one, and then click it again and edit it. And change it to something else, yeah, sure, you can change it around. Now click it again.
See, now it's set to 100. Okay, but that was an update, but yeah.
Now it says complete meal because the calories don't match.
That has to go to track down the new value.
Okay, it's quite a problem.
Is it?
So you can't update calories
Okay.
at the moment where it breaks.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean.
Well.
I need to remove this.
And that would also be.
If it comes down to it, we can just revert it for now and just have it be in constant head.
Here's
Well,
what.
this was deprecated, and I wasn't sure what we would do with deprecated, so I installed it.
That's all that's.
Yeah, some of the stuff.
Schema knowledge.
Okay.
And then it comes to the.
Where you got all these?
And why, I'm seeing, I'm not sure.
Well, if you ever like open this thing about. So.
That, like you said, my cat was also very jealous of my mother off of the people.
That the.
Good, and they, cat, the cats. After that, I'm mice.
compatibility.
Still giving you some grief over there.
When I.
Well,
opened up, like,
Going back to the last one here. The one you were talking
is that part of it?
about.
I don't know.
I know, that's why I was thinking to install. The studio, though, but I think.
What if there's a way to like have a link trigger like a hard, because I'm sure that's saving some data when it clicks over. What if you just like a hard refresh, and bring it to that page? Like a complete redirect that just goes in the full file or the full path.
Yeah, you're all. No, you're the same part.
No, it's from, it's ordered.
Right.
From the week that I just read the legal stuff.
Did, when I was fine, so it also.
We'll figure that out.
Yeah.
I think you should restart and that's very nice. Wow.
Restart or like we need some more.
You just keep going through it. I mean, it's not installed.
Alright, and, got the, last one, look at it and get it lost. I don't either.
Yeah, no, just that one.
We know.
I mean, I'll read it as I would never.
So you just simple have on. Yeah.
Choose the one that's get it. What is the CLI and there's like.
More than down.
That was good to know that
You got that internship stuff too. Have you been contacted by the?
No, that's not the one.
Yeah.
The young ones,
Not yet.
Well,
the green
so,
ones.
that's about,
I'll make a move.
that's in much, yeah.
Well, if you reach out, because apparently people are.
They love, you know,
Yeah, they're pretty cow.
your body just like.
About.
They're like killing.
Yeah, maybe.
We know we need to split them up.
Next week.
What, you got internships?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so I
Yes,
guess.
that's successfully.
Yeah.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Is that too
I'm
soon?
really good.
He's with Apache Fire. Yeah, he's with Apache Fire.
Basic cool.
And,
Yeah, it's really cool, man.
I'm with a company that, I don't know if they were there or not, called, Eastport. Yeah, which they're like, smaller, like, I think it's like 5 guys,
Okay.
and they're like
That's
building.
probably the best time, best place to learn, like.
Right, as long as you do it well, we have, but, it's also like, a lot of way nights. Yeah.
So, they can be nice to your house.
Yeah, it's like the exact same distance away as my current job, it's probably, so I just go right instead of left.
Very good. Okay, congrats, guys. So,
Yeah.
I think like keep in touch with you too, like.
Yeah. I was talking about now, like, I should update how it is.
You know, I was telling him, I was gonna say, computer, actually keep in touch after this. I'm super down, you got me on Slack, you want anything else?
But you still.
I have your number, I can.
Yeah.
My stuff.
I'll put it in stuff too.
Want to check it in production.
So basically,
It's gonna be crazy, like 4 months, but.
Yeah, no kidding.
So.
And then being like, you know, be ready to start Monday, like, I'm gonna find out Monday.
Yeah, and we were saying, man, he was like, oh, I'll see you Monday. I said, "No, it's week." But if I see you for my third job.
Yeah,
We found out like staying 2 days ago.
you know, we didn't have any of that at all.
They just like, hey.
Yeah, they were like, here you go, this is it, I'll be ready to start Monday.
My dog's like, man, you gotta work for another dude, I'm like, that's fair.
You know, they wanna have that notice, if you can self-work, it'll be fine, but, because it'll be like super busy, because one of our, we had a bilingual Spanish rep that was also kind of super good at her job. Like, on calls, she was kind of abrasive, but she's like not called out like back then, something her being gone. Yeah, when I got it. Hopefully they'll find something with though.
Features together.
Good job. Currently.
Seriously, no, I think you're like, I was like, you're off, because, no,
It's really hard to find one that's like basic, so.
Yeah.
And then. Why not?
and this get us, at least get our foot in the door, right? Yeah, so I'm kind of curious.
If it's like terrible, we'll put it down.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like, it's more valuable to the course itself.
Yeah.
See how it goes, yeah, I talked to Emily already a little bit, I wanna see, how I should see with D four, cause I messaged her on LinkedIn as well, but she told me you guys not on LinkedIn, you do, so I'm gonna see if there's a way to contact us.
Cause like I know.
But,
Mine always on Simon after, or like Bill's.
I don't know.
See that they build the new.
I'm both right now.
After these, it's fine.
Yeah, the other day, Mike, I mean, it's a lot of people in this, Oklahoma group that know anything, so.
Yeah.
It's pretty safe.
Things like this.
Yeah, so, I mean, I guess we'll just go with that now, I wish we could figure out that update thing, but it's probably not.
Everything.
Yes.
You know, where it's, like what might be causing the problem, I just think.
So we go back to,
So this update should appear as.
Get around.
Maybe it's.
Should I try it on?
I like that.
This way. It's actually, see it up there.
So go to,
Kansas City.
you can do the preview, but see like if it gave you an error.
So is it because, maybe I did add items that are updates that was it? Or no, no, it's really.
Go to see.
Did you pull version?
Okay.
They don't know.
Yeah, that's very strange. So you got rid of all my entries, right?
I got rid of them also, shouldn't you?
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry.
Here's something, click this. They might have.
Yes.
You don't have to delete the button. No, you should always do this.
They're not up to date. We might wanna do it. But they're gonna be using Zoom and not Slack.
I can find you. This computer is like very sketchy.
It might be you or you work right, because mine is being fun. Let's, I'm surprised to, yeah, I'm gonna get started. Cause I might be on a weird version.
It says that my.
You can do like type number.
Well, let me try that.
Wow, that's pretty good.
And was it just like, if data?
It will tell you you're behind too, though.
Yeah, they're like,
That's what I was thinking.
something.
It's probably not available.
It's not like.
Is there anything to wait on?
Let's see. That's anything in W. These might be the ones that I was using.
See later, it's.
What would be smart is if I actually started button already, and not go. Because I'm not smart. Because I got the. Here, let's see. Okay, so, things like, let's go ahead and just try this, we'll go here, chicken breast. Let's go take meal.
Should sure.
Okay. And let's just make sure I want to put a couple things for it, for anything else. We'll go here, we'll go here. That, update. Okay.
It's there.
Now, we'll switch it to good old pasta spaghetti cup. Update, 200, okay, okay.
But again, you know, we should have to navigate where.
Now it says add item complete.
Now, if you, it's like, let's refresh the page now and see if it's.
Yes,
So
Next page.
it is fetching, right? I mean,
It's not.
it's fetching.
it should be, do we have a console already? Let's check it. You're all good. I thought there was one that said hi, where's the hi one, there it is. Okay.
It's important. Buy it after.
All right, so yeah, so we can add it, we can up, oh, now I can update it. I don't know what. Is it when I click it too fast? No? What the heck?
Okay, so
And now it doesn't. And now it doesn't. And now it doesn't, okay.
Click it and wait for a minute.
Oh.
Click a thing, I wanna see if it does that same thing where it shows update meal for a second.
Shows it where this is just that.
Oh, yeah.
Bad, like any of this stuff. Is it-
I think it's-
Oh, that will do it.
Oh, yeah, I listen to this one.
Right on.
They're doing overnight, so I don't know.
Actually, go, there's.
Go to the recipe.
Well, that's what part of what I love about this work is it's kind of like zoning and just have something in the background.
One.
Like in my job, I don't get to do that. I get to sit there and I get to wait until it goes. And then I think, oh, that ringtone. is awesome.
And then that's all like. People have spent $4,000.
What I'm thinking, okay, so that interesting, put that again, real quick, like go off. Into this. So watch this, okay? See, it says add community, watch mine. If we go here. Update is there for a second.
Is it
And then
there
it
for a second?
overrides, yeah, see,
Oh, interesting.
just for like a split second, and then it runs away.
These might not be fully, or like, actually,
For this form. I don't know where it's down in the long chain.
Here's what happens, so like. The data is. Then it should show update. This data fetch is set by units right here. That's mule right here. That's a mule. This is not. They just go back and oh, this right here.
Oh, it doesn't work?
Let me, I have one.
No.
Oh, no, this is it, that's it.
You have it.
So we'll just try this, if I go to, well, this doesn't fetch anything, though, does it? It does not fetch, okay. Crap, I don't want it to fetch. So it fetch-
You can make it best, though. Giving it, user ID or date, like this.
Okay, well, so you have one. So, yes, so we'll do a forceful fish. Check. So we'll just take this. Copy it. This, take that.
All over the country.
I'm gonna have to.
You have to find.
Yeah, it looks like yes, again. Okay, so. Change that to a update me. Style of my motion.
They're trying to get a scholarship. Yeah.
Quick dialogue there's from your
Yeah, I know.
interaction with your.
Yeah, but it's such a time to do that.
I just do your.
What I do.
You know, yeah, just keep going. Yeah. Great item. Towards the 90 years.
Yeah.
So if you want to use it, you can either copy the sign out my need and then it's like you guys should say that. I wonder. One issue.
That's
You did it or look at that.
Very. Don't like. Okay. What I'm wondering, yeah, I'm gonna see if I can break it. Now it doesn't update you. Here's what I want to do. That's what I thought. That's what I thought. So it, when it's getting that, that's setting it right when it starts the thing.
That might be a Chrome versus Firefox difference. That's probably what it's doing.
Maybe.
It should, we should be, this is the.
So it doesn't happen at all, right?
No,
Okay, juicy.
Interesting.
So, but I can fix this. Hold on, you would be on the.
That's so weird. That is one thing that has to be a nightmare, especially working on like a bigger project, is having to manage for every different browser that someone can. It's also gonna be, it could very well be, if it's working for you and not for me, I would not be surprised.
Are you?
Are you, does it, and it does it for you too? Okay. Yeah, there it is.
For a brief.
Interesting.
Thought to, you think by now they're pretty.
You would think they're getting more so at least. But yeah, it's still, there's always gonna be weird hiccups like this or weird things that are supported in one place, not another.
It's like the last thing you looked at too.
Of course, right? Well, it's because Larry would never notice me since he's been working for it, so he would have no idea. And if I was using Firefox, I wouldn't know either. And honestly, I probably should use Google Chrome, eat the resources like nuts.
It does.
I always think like I need to switch, and then I just like, I'm like, I don't want to figure out it.
It's pretty friendly.
Yeah, Firefox not too bad. It's like a little bit slower, but the amount slower that it is versus the amount of resources that it saves is probably absolutely worth it.
On my computer, it only crashes when I use Chrome lately. So I never figured it out. It's just switched to apparently Firefox. It never crashes. I was like, man,
Well, there you
I
go.
don't even know the issue. I
Yeah, that's,
looked so many times too.
it's like the most frustrating thing though, when like you figured out like a fix, but you can't pinpoint what's actually doing it, so you can't like really fix it, you just have to work around it. My old computer used to do that when I would, pretty much anytime I play like intensive games, it would just like completely freeze up on me. But I could still hear the audio, like I could play the game with the sound, but the screen wouldn't update anymore. It was really weird. And there would be so many times I'd be playing a game and it would crash, and I just sit there like talking to my friends, telling them what happened, while I hear like gunshots in the background of the game. And I'm just like having to talk over it.
I mean, that's technology for you, something that only has.
Yeah, luckily, knock on wood, my current computer's been pretty good, so hopefully it stays up. It's the first one I built, so.
Hey.
Here's the word, somewhere.
Oh, I think it's, yeah, and then it's.
Down to get status at it too. Good, I've not been doing that much like
I have to do
it.
Yeah, the sandwich again, and there's a whole bunch of different time you get cut off there.
Uh-oh.
Do not- no. Do you sign like that up too?
But for the job, I'm not sure yet. That's the thing, I still haven't really worked out like the specifics, so. I'm talking to Emily to see if she
Whether
can,
it's suitable?
not yet, I'm waiting to make sure.
It's good thing it too.
It is, I mean, I've done it once before, I was gonna quit my job a while ago, because I saved up enough money to be able to save on doing it. But then they were like, hey, what if we give you part-time that you were asking for that we said no to? I was like,
At home, so.
okay. I was like, if I
That would
turn
get
that down,
you lost. But
I was like, if I turn that down, I'm an idiot, so fair enough.
I know, also like, like, 5 years. So that was probably not that bad.
Like, they're really trying to keep that, they're like, oh, come back. Snake. All right, should we go ahead and pull?
It's not working. It's saying that the gate has, or the main has, 30 inches.
Freaking branches. Look at that.
Yeah, I was looking for it.
Wait, if you change that to a second, but if you do it again, we'll let it bring over and then.
It's probably gonna make you,
Do it without having names, so it gets full, it'll be full of all the content.
I'll change this form, so.
Oh, yes.
Jeez.
I get scared every time I see that.
I was happy, I had the rebase yesterday, it was literally just, all I had to do was just put my code back that was changed, and then I had to, accept the change to his date, so I made it go from 19, or, it was like, it was like 1902 to 1901. I've done, merges, but they've all worked fine until now, until that one. Love the raw here, so if he has a rebase and like, delete some important things, and I can cry.
I don't think we're gonna believe in the report, it's like, I don't even know what changed.
I don't know,
It's like, what are these?
Let's try and get my mess. Yeah. We'll pull it and see what we get. File change, reinsert, resolution. Refresh, just to make sure, actually not completely, just to make sure I was screwed. So I can pause the script right there. Like a nice soothing beat of the city.
There's a lot of. That or AC.
Could be that too. Oh, yeah, easy, fine, and word, you're gonna go. Got it. Baby, the suspense is killing me. Alright, we got that. Did I update all this time? Let's see if it keeps saying that. Nope. Damn. That's so weird, I wonder.
Is this still a problem? Can you go to the code and I'll put some console logs in?
Yeah, go for it. I know, which code are we going to?
It's updating.
Which code is it?
Control F or is form mode. Or is form.
This one changed?
Yeah. No, that's. Next.
This one open.
You console log mount,
Right here,
right there below it.
it didn't mount.
Yeah, in quotes, so that we just sort of.
Oh, gotcha.
And then do the next one, should be another one. Yeah, something.
And I mean, all these go somewhere at least, it's just placeholder for. Yeah,
I'm glad you put this stuff in here, so it looks good. The whole page was really good.
yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, what we have, I'm happy with this. This is. We can do it some way. Oh, yeah, see, congratulations over there. Yeah.
All right, who's first? It's yours. All right, okay. Will you share on the Zoom?
Like, yeah. What you gotta update? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I still have a bunch of stuff. in there.
Okay, so, talk about your team name, or remind us of your team name. And then remind us what your project is. Let's do the features, maybe talk about stuff that you found challenging. And then I'll talk about what else you could add. In the future.
So I'm not too sure if we have a team name. Were we supposed to come up with a team name?
What team were you on though from the
We're
beginning?
the task app.
No, but what team were you on from the
I was-
beginning of us?
I think we were like coding binary bandits.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah,
Well, like, we're taskmasters, that works, right? We're calorie crew, so.
yeah,
The binary bandits, okay,
binary bandits. Yeah.
all right.
I'm ready for it. And I can't get on this one.
Yeah. Yeah, we really pulled through, the binary bandits.
One
Oh,
second,
yeah,
wait for that
binary.
to turn off.
Binary banditos. Yeah. This is a cool thing now. This is all cool things. Except for that one, you don't know.
It's gonna be like a minute before that turns off, so, sorry. What? Oh, it's fast. Okay, take it away, please.
All right, so we had the task app. And the main thing behind this, I could actually show you.
You go to this link,
Um,
On my phone.
from your computers.
I don't have Slack up here anymore, so that's kind of a problem. Link, can you go to the link on Slack?
mm,
We're live online.
Sick. I don't think it's gonna look as good mobile, but I'm not going to. Out there in the world.
So this is what we were going for. It was very cool.
Oh, wow.
Drag and drop and stuff. Drag and drop these little tasks to different columns and things like that. And delete it.
It's pretty dope.
Oh, oops. Just clicking on my picture. So this was like a reference to go by that we try to use. We started building out the app in MUI, and the guy did use MUI, and he used I think Vue and like TypeScript. So there's like it wasn't like we couldn't just copy. So we started off like making this Kanban board, and the idea was to have just kind of what that guy had, which was these different columns where you could kind of drag and drop these tasks to update like their statuses and stuff like that. So this is where we're at. I'll go ahead and delete some of these. So we didn't get all of the drag and drop features in. But pretty much the Kanban board, so this entire thing that holds these column containers, they're column container components, and the parent container to this is a Kanban board component. And for each Kanban board component, it's stored as a project in our database. And so we intended to have multiple projects. So multiple Kanban boards, we didn't get to that. But yeah, so a project has different statuses associated to it. And it also has tasks that reference the project and the particular status. So these statuses you could kind of update. So this is like the title that gets stored in the database, the due date, the description, and then there's also like other fields. We can save and delete this task and it will write to the database. We could add new tasks, and so our buttons are different: save, delete, create, cancel. We could add new columns, which Derek did this last night. You were up pretty late last night. He was up pretty late last night doing this. So the idea was that we'd add columns here, and in doing so, we'd also be able to kind of rename these columns and things like that. So as you add a column, it would add it as, and I could just show you our database here. So it's called statuses, but it probably should have been called columns. And so a status record, sorry, this is like, you can't really zoom in on this. A status record has a particular label and the project it's associated to. So as we add columns, it's would add a status. And so it looks like you got that working too on the database. That's nice. I didn't get, because he did this stuff like late last night. I didn't get to review all their changes that they made, but yeah, as you add a column, it adds it as a particular status here. And then the goal was that once we rename this, it would find that particular status that it's referencing by ID and update the label or whatever. And then for the tasks, that's how we have it laid out. So a task has, and I'll just scroll down actually. A task has a project that it's associated to by ID, a status that it's associated to by ID, the title, the description, the due date, and then Kenneth had actually set it up to where the clerk authentication, when it's pulling in the particular person's user ID, he's having it write to the task database. So whenever somebody's logged in and they're making changes to a particular task, it'll update the modified by, or if they're creating a task, it'll update it'll add them as the created by. I believe it's created and modified by is the same user when it's created. I would assume that's how he set it up. And then whoever's modifying it, it just updates the stuff. And then created app, updated app. So we're timestamping when changes are made and stuff like that, which is pretty standard practice. I think that's actually just a setting in the model. So timestamps true. Instead of like hard coding the timestamps, just like setting the timestamps to true. So
Drag it.
oh yeah, so this does drag.
Snap.
So in order to get it to drag is pretty difficult. You have it's like a bunch of stuff. So we're using D&D kit, and then you have a function that's called like on drag start, and it begins like it's like pretty complicated. Can't remember if it's in here. On drag start, and it just grabs the event. It grabs that particular thing that you're clicking on, and it like I think it just like stores it, like caches it or whatever. And then we have this on drag end event. The on drag end event, so when you drop it to a particular place, it goes and resorts the array, it updates the array. So yeah, we didn't get to where we didn't. So in our statuses column or collection, we should have added like a position or something just to kind of notate the particular position of each column. So this is all being stored locally instead of like on the database. So when we refresh, it just kind of puts it all back into the original array. Yeah, the tasks here, these aren't, I had them dragging and dropping, which was tricky to do, or not. I had them dragging, I didn't have them dropping, so it wasn't like putting it back into it wasn't putting it into the proper position. It was just like putting it back where it came from. But it was like, yeah, it just snapped right back, because I was like trying to figure out the on drag in for it, and it was just kind of complicated. But there's like, because we have this, when we click on here, I had to do some like extra stuff. It's like some type of click timeout or something to distinguish between a click and a drag. So it's like some little timing function type thing, and it was like just kind of complicated. But yeah, that's where we got. We try to keep it pretty simple, pretty basic. We didn't want to get over our heads with this, so
Very well.
yeah.
All right, who's next?
I'll do it. I just-
Oh. Yeah, that's okay.
Well, yeah, I might. All right, so yeah, so this is our page here. So we have a splash screen, which has a lot of placeholder at the moment, but I love it still. Let's see if it'll get us to it here. There we go. So we got burger, all this fun stuff here. We do have a weird bug currently where if we go to the page, then it looks like this at first, but we're working on that. Once you refresh it though, this is what it's actually supposed to look like here. And so it's just pretty straightforward here. We've got a little pot thing that I actually made the SVG for this, as well as this down here. I stole this little liquid animation from my coffee thing. And then we've got the calorie count here for the day. So like if we go to this, it autofills breakfast.
The first button is a breakfast, and it's got each meal laid out, so breakfast, lunch, dinner, and then there's a snack button.
Yep. And so this also will change here based on like how close you are to going over that. So if we go here and we select, we'll do a chicken breast and my favorite, a cup of spaghetti. We'll do that. So see, it updates here. And then you can actually go into and it's doing it on this now too.
This is Firefox.
Yeah, this is, oh, is this not Fire? Oh, no, this is Chrome. Okay, so this is a good time to mention this. So on Chrome, we have a bug right now, which we're still working on as well, where this is supposed to say update meal, but it's just popping up there for a second and going away. If we go to Firefox though, which I didn't launch because it's gross and weird, I'm not used to it, then now it pops up proper. So this is what it's supposed to be doing. So we can add another.
It's an odd bug. Yeah.
It's very strange.
I think your chicken breast calories are.
What for 1 ounce of chicken breast, is it not 47 calories?
But yeah, so if we update again, there we go. So
I
see
think I
it.
Googled it. And is it?
Did you? Is that actually accurate?
I don't
I
know.
didn't notice it.
But yeah, so after that, it's you know, it goes yellow. It pulls from the database each time that this is done to make sure that everything is accurate. So again, if we go here and we update this to a Slim Jim instead, then we get that. I mean, that's pretty much the meat of it. Then down here, we've got everything from the last 7 days just shown. And that's really the main functionality there. You can also go here just to see that calorie history. And there's a couple things that we wanted to get put in that we didn't quite have time to. So like we wanted to be able to select the date that you're on and edit it there. Larry actually just got this put in last night. So again, he was the one that stayed up late. So using this code, I bet we could get that set up. We just haven't done it yet. And the only other thing that's missing is to be able to add meal items to this. So whatever you're eating, it better be one of these things for right now. Otherwise,
You can edit it and put it in.
it's just on a back end form right now.
No, I think it works. The issue we were running into was a Chrome issue.
Oh, so you
That
can
was all just Chrome.
oh yeah, no, you can like manually put in the item. That's right. I forgot you got that working.
Yeah,
So
we
if we
didn't
go
change anything.
here,
It's just Chrome's broken.
yeah, so we'll do the classic stuff I found. One unit, just one unit. As it stands right now, yes, that's another thing. We needed to get that. Yes. Whatever it is right now, it's gonna be 2,000 calories. That is another thing we need to get added as well. I'm glad you mentioned that.
Yeah.
You added new items, that's added to that, so.
Yeah, so it's putting it in the database here. So if we go to this, everything that's being done is pulling from and pushing to the database. So we've got a bunch of junk here right now. But like if we go to the end, you can see the last thing I did here. Dinner object. Oh, and actually, are we missing something there?
No, you're fine. What was the most recent meal you added? If you go to.
It was the
Open this one.
stuff I found.
And then open the object.
Ah, there it is. There we go. Stuff I found. So see,
Okay.
and there it is right there with a measurement of 1. And yeah, and that's pretty much the main bulk of how this works here. Larry did a lot of the database stuff. So if you want to jump on and explain some of that, I'm all for it.
So ultimately, when it adds it, this one here only has one item in it. In some of these instances, he made like this one, for example, has 4 different items in it. It's got a list of each item, or it's got an array of each item. So, you know, he selected chicken breast, spaghetti. Each of these has calories associated with it. And when it gets added to the database, it calculates the total calories. I like to have all of these set up in this way because, like, let's say for this specific date for breakfast, this is how many calories you ate. That way, when I pulled from the API for even today's date, it would be like today's date for breakfast. Which one was this actually? 7/21. So yeah, I'm looking at this one for breakfast. So when I pulled the data for breakfast, it's literally just pulling that total calories there. And that's the same exact thing for here. However, like for like the 29th, the day before, when it pulled for breakfast, it's using a different date. So it's getting the total calories from a different breakfast entry into the database. Ideally, something I wanted to have done, we didn't accomplish as well, is I want to be able to click these at the bottom and it would show the date at the top That way you could kind of see how your deal was looking. Currently, this only shows the current date for the top part. We wanted to implement teams, sort of, we call it calorie crew, so that, like, let's say me and Dom and Lan are all in a group, like a weight loss group, we could all see each other's progress and stuff like that, but at the moment we don't
Competition.
have it implemented.
Judge each other.
I thought you could say like share calorie counter.
We would all.
We have like team calories. Hey, sorry guys, I ate all the calories for a day. You can't eat.
The rest of the day.
Well, I think my watch told me the other day that I was consuming 438 calories a day.
That's not a lot.
I was like, wouldn't I be dead by now?
Yeah.
Wow,
So what happens if you keep eating?
I would like to.
If you keep eating all the way to full,
Yeah.
it just goes to negative, I think.
Yeah, it just overflows and makes you feel guilty because it goes red. So like we could just add a bunch of stuff. You could probably just put in something for like 2 million calories or something if you wanted. Yeah, there we go. 200 French fries. There we go. See, let's go that. Now this overflows right now because you're not going to eat that much. If you do eat that much, you're insane and you're also probably dead. But yeah, so that's essentially all it does, and it does like lower this at least to fit in here. But yeah, that's pretty much the gist of our app, I do believe. Yeah. Thank you. I'll clap for us too. I mean, we did do it. All right, so
Good work.
thank you.
All right, you guys next.
Well, we didn't know it was in Boston, but we came.
That wasn't actually a pro.
Yeah, gotta be something, that's gotta be a bill.
Just let it.
It's like, oh,
Yeah, I mean, we're on the same fucking $100, so you want-
Yeah, side.
Yeah, for sure. We're gonna have to use the,
Then I'll get
that, correct?
Let's bring up the best my phone for you.
Oh, that's nice.
Family deployed.
It is deployed. You can go there right now.
Oh, wow.
We couldn't, it's like, didn't get the database. It doesn't connect. Yeah, whatever.
All right, let's check out, like, what's your team? Do you guys use your name? Cookbookie,
Cookbookio. It's our app name, so that's our team name. So we're looking at our homepage. We have a little sidebar over here. Let's see if I can get rid of this. So we got home, my recipes, add a recipe, all recipes, and then search for a recipe. Which is the same component as this. So when you start typing, it'll hit the API, and if what you type is in the title or the ingredients or the tags, I think it'll pull the recipe here. And you can click on it and it'll take you straight to that page. We also have a totally different mobile layout.
You did mobile?
So
That's really good.
Wow.
And no ads, that's.
ad free counterculture. So we're just showing 3 recipes on the homepage, just to keep it short. Then we have this "I'm feeling hungry" button, which it hits a random API. So just pulls up a random recipe, it sets the the href with the recipe ID. And so if you click on it, it'll take you to the random recipe. Then when you go back, it resets the button to a different random recipe, because on page load. So if you hold down Control, we also added a click listener. So if you hold down Control and open it in a new tab, like that would work, but it would still update the button
to be random again. So if you just hold down control and click it, you should get different recipes. So if you click my recipes, so we're going to pull in recipes that you have created and uploaded, and also recipes that you've liked. And so you can uncheck, like you just want to see the ones you made and not the ones you liked, or just the ones you liked, not the ones you made. That'll work. Then you can also go in and check the heart, and that will unlike the recipe. So we should go back and
You made.
I made hummus. So it's not unliked anymore. So now if you want to add a recipe, so we have this giant monster recipe form. The only thing like really special about this, so when you start typing in ingredients, it'll start pulling from the database. So we have an ingredients database, a recipes database, and a users database. So it initially loads everything that's in the ingredients.
How many ingredients do you have?
I don't know how many. Just
Not many.
so, but once you get out of bounds of our ingredients, what should we search for? Pomegranate. I don't think we have anything.
Banana.
Is that how you spell pomegranate?
Kiwi.
Hitting, might not be pulling anything.
No.
Right. It should pull in from the Food Data Central API. I've rate limited it several times building that out. If the government shuts down tomorrow, I don't know if it'll still work, but
When you deploy that, I wonder if.
I think we maybe hard coded the local hosts into that. That's probably why it's not working. Since I'm on the deployment. So if the last ingredient is empty, the add ingredient button is disabled. So image, we're just setting a URL as a string. Tags are comma separated values. And then when you submit it, it'll submit to the database. Then if you want to edit a recipe, I think all you have to do is go into the URL and add /edit. We didn't create an edit button, but it'll fill out everything for you. And then you can change it and update it.
Very nice.
Is there anything else we haven't gone over?
I think that's it.
It'll go to the database a little bit.
Yeah.
Always where you don't want it to be.
Right. So, yeah, the recipe is just a big object. Ingredients are an array of objects. We store the ID, so we can use the ID if it exists to pull from the ingredients database. So it's just got an ID name, and then the FTC ID. So if we want to pull in more information about the ingredients later, we can hit the FTC API and load that. And for users, we're just pulling in the user ID from Clerk, adding that as the user ID. And then we have liked recipes, which is just an array of recipe IDs. So we use that on the My Recipes page. So we'll pull down the array of liked recipes, and then we'll pull down recipes. If the recipe ID is in the array of liked recipes, then that gets loaded to the page. So.
Really good. All right, one more.
One more. Must.
All right. So we were the gardening app team. We did come up with GrowWise just to be a little fill in for our app name. So this is our nice little landing page here. Just some filler stuff, nice little logo. Yeah, we have a sign up button, which we'll come to here in a second. For our Mongo, we didn't integrate quite as much with that yet. We were definitely planning to do it. We did just get some. Well. Let's do here.
You got a star rating on your contact us page?
Yes.
Yes,
Defaults 4 stars.
so that is,
Well, they could be sending you a 1-star.
okay.
I'm so mad.
Yeah, so after they fill it out and submit it, just to show it was completed, we redirect them back to home. But that should be populating in our database for now, just under reviews. And where'd that go? Was. Yeah. Yeah, this is still empty. It didn't feel, we weren't as focused on that. So we'll come over to Explore. This, for me, was the big challenge this whole time. We integrated with a third-party API called Treffle. They have a lot of your plant data because there's like 400,000 plants that they're keeping track of that we really didn't want to create on our own. So a big part of it was just learning how they function. So I spent a lot of time in the docs here. They have all these different endpoints and features. I guess this is what's considered a RESTful API. So getting more familiar with how that works. A lot of our functionality was down here. Like I said, we have our different endpoints we have to call for different things that we're going for. For example, whenever we're making all of these requests on the page that I was just showing you, just trying to pass the necessary data based on what kind of requests they're trying to make without them needing to worry about anything that's not very intuitive. Getting that to just dynamically adjust the end result over here. So if you do that, you can come in here, we'll just type Cocoa. They handle a lot of the matching with the query parameter. And so they'll update your results. If you have, there's some of these, they don't have a common name. We ran into that. There's a lot of null values in the database. So to clean it up, we could come back and put some ternaries in to make up for that. If there is more than 20 results, then we can come in and click next page. Was wanting to update this to where it's more like Instagram or something and have an on-scroll event that'll do that automatically. But if you come in, we'll just click on one and it should take you to a plant details page. And we were working on getting where we'll fill this out a lot better. It'll have like watering requirements, light requirements, all that stuff.
I didn't have time to do. If you sign in, you can show them the My Garden that we didn't have time to do.
Yeah, so we do have some hidden paths unless you're signed in, and there was a sign-in prompt on the landing page as well. So we got the clerk authorization built in here. And was that?
You had themes, the clerk stuff?
Yep.
Yep. Yeah, so now we have two more options here. This Find My Plant, we didn't get to at all. That was gonna be our AI identification where you can like upload a photo and have it try to tell what it is. But My Garden, we were getting ready to start on that. So all that was gonna do was gonna take, whenever you come to, you'll have this page, but it's gonna populate if you're going through and you find plants that you like. So say, we'll just do cocoa again. If you wanted something that was in here that looked interesting to you, then actually we just took that button off.
Yeah, we had
Yeah.
a button where it was like add to garden, and it would see if there was a session or user ID. If it wasn't, it would prompt you to either sign up or sign in. And if it did, the idea was that it was gonna add it to your database, and then that would later populate in the My Garden section. We
Yeah.
didn't have time to do it because we were shook with the database, and getting the contact page up was a lot, so.
Yep. But that is what we got through, so.
Alright, so you wanna show any of your database?
Like I said, it was just the contact
Okay.
portion so far that's actually getting populated. And I
So
don't know where. Sorry, what was that?
All the other stuff's getting like loaded on the fly.
Yeah,
Yes,
we have
Yes.
it where it's like a map, so like you get you fetch from Truffle, and then it'd be data.map, and it'd map it through and it'd apply it to your card. It would take the
Mhm.
ID in the scientific name and common name off of the actual like fetch and put it on, but we weren't able to take the information, put that in a database on its own just yet.
those next steps.
Very cool. Great work.
Well, that's it. Good job, everybody. I think it's crazy. It's been like almost 6 months, more than 6 months now. Yeah, great work. It's really awesome seeing these projects. I'm really impressed with the work that all of you did. You guys have like working web apps, and yeah, it's the real deal. So from here, I think I'm sure some of you are still continuing your journey, so you can keep working on this stuff. You can find another side project. You guys can continue to work together if you want to. The Slack channel will remain. Continue to be involved in Techlahoma. Some of you have internships that we have lined up through this new funding program that we have, but if you aren't a part of that program and you want to find an internship, continue talking with us and Emily to try and make that happen.
Sometimes it's in jobs, sometimes it's in another area, but I have seen some internships go on.
Yeah.
Look pretty slick.
Yeah.
They look good, like they would fall.
Yeah. But yeah, if you're trying to continue your journey, make sure to keep practicing. You'll lose it if you don't use it. And also open invitation to mentor for the next cohort. So we'll probably start another cohort as soon as January. It'll probably be February. But you can feel free to be involved as much as you want in that cohort. Mentoring is honestly when I felt like I actually learned most of this stuff. So I took the first OK Coders and it was like 8 weeks and it was like a fire hose. And then I started mentoring and that's when I actually learned it. So I highly recommend it as a great next step if you're not quite ready for an internship, but you want to keep learning. Teaching other people is the best thing you can do. Sure. Cool. Yeah.
Yes, I have a question.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
So when class starts for February 24, and you mentioned mentorship and that, should we like we had some mentors that would come and sit in the class? Can we just get permission from you or let you know if we plan to do that or?
Yeah, you don't, I mean, you have permission already to just come to the class anytime you want. The virtual classes on Wednesdays usually don't really need
Right.
much. It usually, yeah, but so if you want to come on Saturdays, feel free to, yeah, or check the Slack and you know, you can also, yeah, you can post stuff that you think is helpful for people. You can answer questions that come up. You know, you can be as involved as you want to be. And
Like Beth moderate on our Slack's like so cool, like if I'm using it the rest of my life, it's like.
Yeah.
Everything that you need,
yeah,
local Oklahoma and beyond.
Yeah. so yeah, feel free to continue using Slack with your teams or with our cohort Slack. You can post whatever you want there. And I highly recommend going to any Techlahoma events that happen. Yeah.
Some of the events are weird, at weird times. I think it's next Friday, 2 to 4. Is
A coffee and code or,
yeah, sort of.
yeah. Cool. All right.
Cool.
Good job, everyone. Yeah.
The deal Emily was just posting about, would that be something we did up here?
Oh, yeah. So I think we'll probably try and organize that to happen maybe in a few weeks. And so, yeah, that probably would be here, but I'm not positive. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Yeah, thank you.
of course. Yeah,
We appreciate it.
yeah, likewise. I know we had our graduation ceremony 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, we did it.
Yeah.
We've already done it, but.
Maybe we can have a get together in a few weeks as well.
Oh, that'd be sick.
Yeah.
Around maybe the little thing that we're doing already, just have like a dinner.
Yeah.
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 Thank you. All right, well, I guess that's that.
All right, goodbye.
I got it deployed, but how does it, how can I make it so that my mother can be?
You'll need to set the environment variable in versus. And then you'll need to make sure that your mom and.
Oh,
I think that was the part.
Like rock metal, literally everything, but
Then you might be blocking my parents' music, so when you deploy it or sell them, that's not way.
Yeah.
Which is kind of surprising. So it is like give it access.
Yeah. They should, it's, great going, you can normal, you can go on, just like smash all the base.
I want to play a lot, that's cool. After that, it will be weeks later.
Maybe that's by the name, you can tell. And, I didn't want to do the mosh pit thing. I didn't-
See you, Kenneth.
Like the biggest guy next to me, stayed behind me, so they
All right,
get
see you
like.
guys later.
Yeah.
See you. Bye.